Hello, my name is Asa.
And my name is Rachel. Welcome to ARAT's 5 o'clock news.
We are sorry to interrupt your scheduled program, but we have just been given some crucial information, and you need to hear about this.
Recent research has shown that the decades of gas emissions and harmful gas buildup in our atmosphere has finally made an impact, and it isn't looking too good.
That's right, Rachel. The more and more gas buildup we create, the more and more our atmosphere seems to deteriorate. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, what does this all mean? What is gas buildup? Where does it come from? How did this all start? Well, we're going to tell you.
Well, Asa, you know that fog and grime that comes out of the car's exhaust? This is what's been breaking down our atmosphere. Mass production of cars in recent years has led to a dramatic increase in carbon dioxide emissions. Unfortunately, our desire for more cars has led to this problem that has hardly been addressed these days.
I'm sure of it. In the US alone, cars are known to create 1/5 of all carbon emissions. In cars, every gallon of gasoline burnt emits 24 pounds of carbon dioxide. 5 of those pounds are used to make the gasoline from crude oil, and the remaining 19 pounds come from the gallon being burnt and sent out directly through your car's tailpipe. In fact, if you include all forms of transportation, cars, trains, aircraft, ships, and all other ones, vehicular transportation makes up 30% of US carbon emissions. And now to Rachel, live in the field.
Thank you, Asa. Today I'm here with Dr. Wessels, who's been studying the composition of our atmosphere. He's also been looking into the effects of car gas emissions on the composition of our protective layer. Thank you for having us here today, Dr. Wessels.
Thank you for having me, Rachel. I am pleased to share my knowledge.
Now tell me, what would life be like without an atmosphere?
Well, eventually the whole atmosphere will become so large that plants and animals will not even be able to survive on planet Earth. Once a hole grows too large, there will be very little we can do to stop it. Within minutes, all animals, including humans, will be asphyxiated. Plants will fall within a few hours. The carbon emissions that are produced by the millions of cars in our nation are a big contribution to the deterioration of our atmosphere. That's why it's so important for us to find a way to absorb all the carbon in our atmosphere.
Dr. Wessels, what would happen to the rest of the planet? Is it just the living organisms that would die, or would the rest of the planet decompose too?
Great question, Rachel. Not only would all life forms die off, many of the elements that make up our Earth would decompose too. The seas would freeze pretty quickly due to the absence of crude pressure, and the remaining oxygen in the water would slowly be dissolved. It would take about 500 years to fully deplete the deepest of oceans.
That is some amazing information, and I hope it can teach the folks at home the amazing negative effects that would have on our Earth. Thank you for being here today, Dr. Wessels.
Welcome back, Rachel.
Thank you, Asa. Today I learned a lot from Dr. Wessels, and the crew and I stayed back a few hours to talk with him. He shared some pretty amazing information with us. Wish we could have filmed it.
Well, why don't you tell us what you learned?
I didn't know this before, but Dr. Wessels told me that in just a few hundred years, the average global amount of carbon dioxide has risen 13%, and the average global temperature has risen 33 degrees Fahrenheit since 1951.
That is unbelievable.
Isn't it just? And get this, folks, from 1981 onwards, Arctic sea ice is declining at a dangerous rate of 13.3% per decade, and Greenland has lost 284 billion tons of its total land ice since 2003. The most alarming, however, is the current sea level rise of 3.19 millimeters per year since 1993. We'll now go to Asa, who is currently out in the field.
Thank you, Rachel, and hello, people at home. Today I'm here to interview Mr. Alan Rhea. Hello, how are you, Mr. Rhea?
I'm great, Asa. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm ecstatic to be here.
So are we, Alan. Now listen, folks. For the past couple of weeks, he has been working with our design team here at ARAT Productions to come up with solutions as to how to solve these unbearable problems. He's been working out of the comfort of his own home to help save the world. Isn't that right?
Correct. Asa, we can only save the world if everyone takes action now. I can't do it all by myself.
That is true, my friend. Tell us all about what you've been working on here at home.
Well, I've been brainstorming and looking at information from the internet on the topic. As we all heard, cars are the main reason for all this nonsense. Of course, the simplest way to say it is stop using our cars. Well, that still won't help since we've already emitted carbon dioxide that will take years to fully accommodate itself into the atmosphere.
Wow, so what do you suggest that we do? I mean, on a realistic scale.
The best we could do is not to stop using cars altogether, but gradually decrease our usage. What was the purpose of things like carpool, public transportation, and simple exercises? To encourage alternative options, of course. Studies have proven that a single public bus can produce less emission than 20 or more cars put together, and at the same time being less costly on a monthly pass than it would if you paid a month for gas.
Wow, that sounds efficient and reasonable. Thank you for meeting with me, Mr. Ria, and your hard work will hopefully pay off if we can soon get our viewers to follow your advice.
It does indeed sound efficient, and it would be great if we could all come together to stop this madness and put my theories to the test. Thank you for having me, Asa.
No, thank you for doing all this research and showing us what we can do.
Asa is back, and we've gathered amazing information for you all today. Welcome back, Asa.
Thank you. And that is right. We learned a lot about what we did in the past and how we can improve for the future.
Folks, we know that this is a scary topic, and it could become a scary reality if we continue with our unusual habits. But please, do your part.
The rest of the world is depending on you, your kids, your grandkids. They need you to save the earth for them so that they don't have to live in a world where they could asphyxiate at any given moment.
We need you. We need your help, and we need to make a difference. We have already put ourselves in great danger by overusing cars, but if we stop now, we will all live longer, happier, and much healthier lives.
That's right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow
On ARAS 5 o'clock news.